Hello and welcome into Pat's Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella, and on today's episode, we get into the latest surrounding Stefon Diggs' ACL injury, what the Brock Purdy contract might mean for Drake May in just a couple years, an infamous and probably soon to be famous quote from Mike Vrabel, and stats you should be very excited about surrounding second round pick Trayvon Henderson. Before we get into everything, make sure you go down and subscribe for the channel. Get into the comments and let us know what you think about the Patriots' voluntary camp thus far and what moves the Pats might need to make to assure that they are successful in 2025. Give us a like if you like what you hear, and after you finish today, make sure you go back and check out our old episodes. We start first with the big offseason edition, at least on the offensive side. We know Milton Williams takes the cake, both money-wise and impact potentially on the defensive side. But Stefon Diggs should be the crown jewel of the Patriots offense, at least from a skill position perspective. The wideout is continuing his rehab from the ACL injury he suffered last season while with the Houston Texans. And while he may be getting a lot of headlines for being at Madison Square Garden watching the Knicks and Celtics play with Cardi B next to him, the focus now shifts to his rehab and what he's doing to get back on the field. And Forged in Foxborough, which is a YouTube show which the Patriots have put together and really is must-see viewing for any Patriots fans after you finish Pat's Latest today. Diggs has talked a lot about what his experience has been, obviously being his 11th year in the league, guy coming back from serious injury. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone has the same fire. Not everyone has the desire to put in the work to get yourself back up to speed from something like that. From all accounts, that is not Stefon Diggs. He is ready to go all in with the New England Patriots. And again, this is a 4-win team from last season, but things are completely different, whether that be the coaching staff, the roster construction itself, what seems to be like a much improved draft here this year, and what the betting books are talking about here as well. You know, this is a team, again, 4 wins last year. They are now favored to win 11 of 17 games. That is truly impressive for a team that did not have success last year. As for Diggs, he was quoted as saying he's just so excited that football never going to get old to me. He said, I'm trying to win again. And he never was worried about being the same player he was before. He said he was focused on being better than I was before. And that quote, I think, resonates, is that forget about getting back to the level that he played at, whether it be with CJ Stroud last year, whether it be with Josh Allen, or even back to his days with the Minnesota Vikings. He is focused on being even better than he was before. Now, obviously, that is more difficult with a wide receiver over 30. But again, I wouldn't count it out for a guy who is incredibly diligent and very driven to get back to where he needs to be. He ended with, I got as much passion as I did in the beginning, and I'm trying to win again. That passion, I think, is what we want to focus on, and what he's bringing to the Patriots, and what he's adding to Mike Vrabel's culture at the end of the day. Again, this is a much different Patriots team, and I think whether it be from me or other media members, the tone has shifted. This is much different than it was. There were a lot of question marks on what Gerard Mayo would bring to the table. I think for this iteration of the Patriots, very clear what Mike Vrabel is bringing. It's very clear what Elliott Wolf brought in terms of players, and now it's very clear what these players expect and want to do once they get on the field. Speaking of performance on the field and what it ends up garnering for you at the NFL level, it is money. That's what it gets you. And whether you were a first round pick, a undrafted free agent, or the last pick in the NFL draft, you can get paid, as evident by what Brock Purdy got in from the San Francisco 49ers just a couple days ago. Mr. Irrelevant himself goes on to get a 5-year, $265 million contract extension, which included $18 million in total guarantees. That makes him the 7th highest paid quarterback in the NFL in per year value. Pretty impressive when you think about going from the last pick in the draft to that status. And while it may seem like a lot of money, and a lot of people will argue that Brock Purdy is not worth that, this is a guy who's done nothing but win, nothing but put up numbers, nothing but win playoff games, 4 of them to be precise, getting to the Super Bowl, getting to the Pro Bowl. This guy, he just wins. That's what he does. And you can point to Kyle Shanahan's scheme. You can point to the weapons around him, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, etc. But at the end of the day, Brock Purdy still has to throw the ball. Where this ties in for the Patriots is what this could mean for Drake May just in a couple of years. Again, the Patriots benefit, especially in this tight window, 4 years, where they have Drake May potentially under team control for a much lower mark under a rookie contract. That schedule could exacerbate because you could see him take off and you say, you know what, forget the rookie contract, let's pay you, let's keep you happy and move forward. But more than likely, you're going to see this play out. I think you could get to a potential scenario where you don't want to play under the 5th-year option if Drake May gets to the level we all hope he gets to. And with the way that contracts are going, a $70 million contract for one player is not out of the realm of possibility. I think it would be a little quick to get there in 3 years. But again, if the salary cap keeps going up, the money for quarterbacks will keep going up as well. So a $70 million quarterback is not out of the realm of possibility. A young one that, if they go out and perform on the field and pick up some wins and get everyone behind them, yeah, you're going to pay that, and you'll be happy to take a quarter of your salary cap and put it behind one player because you know that the success of your franchise sits on the arm of that player. Again, we are ways out from here, but in 3 years, we could have the same conversation on, would you continuously give up $70 million for 4, 5, 6, 7 years if you know it's going to keep one of the best players in the league happy and with your franchise, and then you can get players at a discount the same way Tom Brady did for years. I think Tom Brady is the last of a dying breed, and did die, I guess you could say, now being retired. Not to use such direct language, but he is out of the league, so that is over. Tom Brady taking less money is not something that I think we'll see players of this ilk, this era, do anymore. That it just doesn't make sense. Brady did that for the better part of 20 years and didn't take the max extension or go after the big money. So the Patriots always had that to pick up a prize free agent here or there and then convince the guys that had the strong careers already and wanted to come in and win at the end of their careers. Hopefully that's something we can look at with Drake May. I think it's more likely that you're looking at spending a lot of money on this guy. Again, that depends on him being able to produce at the highest level, but don't be surprised if that's what we're talking about in just a few years. We mentioned already that Forge and Foxborough YouTube series, and again, it is must-watch TV. If you haven't, finish up today's episode, give it a spin. Absolutely worth your time. And yes, this is me telling you not to watch videos of mine. Go watch other things. It is absolutely riveting. And come back here and we'll break down every little piece. And one of the big pieces, I think, is the quotes you're getting from Mike Vrabel already and what this culture might look like and how it's going to be built. And he was asked about last season and going, 4 wins and how that might impact things like Drake May's development and Christian Gonzalez and the younger players and the holdovers and what that does for, a proud franchise that had such success and has had such a downturn over the past 4+ years, and directed with that, what does last year mean for this team? And Vrabel was very frank and answered with, why the F would I care about what happened last year? A fine point, coach. It does not matter. It matters about what's in the building right now. It matters about what's going on with voluntary practices and all of these free agents and upperclassmen, if you will, being there and ready to compete and put out and show what they have, wanting to get this team better. The culture has completely flipped, changed. This is a new team. This is a team that, again, is favored to win 11 of its 17 games. That's not just me saying it. It's not just guys on the street. It's not just guys at the water cooler. This is now Vegas is saying this as well. That again, lines can change, and yeah, they're 3.5 one way or the other. But to be on the other side of that for 11 games shows what the Patriots have done in winning the offseason. Again, that counts for absolutely nothing by the time you get on the gridiron, but it means that expectations are higher, which means Mike Vrabel absolutely should not care about last year and is absolutely focused on getting wins in 2025. We finished today with the focus on Trayvon Henderson, what could be a big focus of the Patriots offense coming this season. And still a little bit of a surprise that the Pats actually went that way with a running back in the second round. And with pick number 38, there was several teams interested in coming up to acquire that pick and giving up a decent amount in exchange for it. But the Patriots would not budge and had their heels dug in that they absolutely wanted to take Trayvon Henderson. I think, again, something that backs up the decision is that he was one of the few players selected to go to the rookie symposium this year. And shout out to Kyle Williams, who actually went with him. So the Patriots, again, one of just a few teams that had two players representing at the rookie class. But Trayvon Henderson, again, has the pedigree, has the background, has the makeup to be able to be a true, breakthrough running back. I stopped to say, powerhouse or, a workhorse back because that's not what he is. He is an all around back. He's a guy that's going to play on third downs. He's a guy that is going to stick his nose in there and pass block. The big two stats, I think, for us that will really hopefully change your mind if you had any doubts about this is in his final 2 seasons at Ohio State. Trayvon Henderson, and not only did you see him just break away in the national championship in the college football playoffs and taking big runs and scoring long touchdowns and running away from defenders, he was targeted 53 times in the passing game. Of those 53 passes, he had just 2 go off his hands. 2 drops over 53 targets for a running back known as a home run hitter. Not bad. Additionally, he had 300 rushing attempts in those 2 years. How many fumbles he had? None. I think that speaks very highly of a player that some people might have questioned. I think it speaks very highly of what Mike Vrabel values and something to put the rest of the Patriots running backs on notice that if you're putting the ball on the ground, you won't be on the ground yourself. That'll do it for us here on this episode of Pat's Latest. Again, make sure you go down and subscribe for our channel. Get in the comments and let us know what you think of not only Trey Henderson, Stefon Diggs, and the Brock Purdy contract, but what the Patriots have done here this offseason. Make sure you give us a like if you've liked what you hear. And if you did, go back and check out all of our old episodes to get caught up on everything going on with the New England Patriots. We'll continue to have it all for you right here. Fight on, Foxborough.